Welcome to Being at Home with George. I'm excited to be here. And let's begin the way we normally begin, is to create the possibility of saying yes, embracing whatever comes up and generating the hope. And tonight I'd like to talk about this idea of embracing the fact that sometimes we don't feel our best. Sometimes we feel sluggish or we have low energy or we might even be ill. And so the idea of embracing it and really understanding how do we embrace it, like we talk about, and move through it, creating that possibility. So no matter how we feel, we do what we're supposed to do. We do what we intend to do. And so it's a good time to reflect. I find that after I've had a toothache, to reflect on a non-toothache. After I've had an illness, to reflect on a non-illness. And so we have the opportunity, if you're feeling like me and you're feeling a little fatigued, we'll have the opportunity by embracing the fatigue that we'll appreciate the non-fatigue when we get to the other side. And when there's non-fatigue and when you're doing something like what we're doing now, and sometimes the first take doesn't go and you have to do another take, in spite of being fatigued or feeling like, oh man, I really want to stop, just by moving through it, keeping it simple, going back to basics, and just making the next play, saying the next thing, focus on the next sequence. That's how you get through it. And so you do what you need to do, and the next step will be given to you. And I'm reminded of what Emerson said when he said, do the thing and you will have the power. And this idea of just realizing that we may have as many as 13-second wins, and the energies of man. William James talks about this idea that when you get fatigued and then you push through it, you get another level of energy. And he said we could do that up to 13 times, maybe even more. Maybe it is limitless. And it really comes down to just acknowledging the self-regulation. What thoughts, what feelings, what behaviors am I having? Am I just focusing on doing the work, or am I talking about I'm really tired and I don't really want to do this and it's not going to come out right and all of that? And so we just keep it simple and just do the win. What's important now? Focus on that. Make the next play so that we get to this point, this vision Dr. Hawkins had of this idea of wouldn't it be amazing if we can treat all experiences with equal value? What if we can embrace the fatigue just like we would embrace the joy, the enthusiasm, the excitement? And so that's the goal, is how do we get to the place where we say yes to whatever comes up, including fatigue, illness, frustration, and at the same time generating a hope and do what we know to do, and realize that circumstances doesn't create the mood. As Churchill said, the mood creates the circumstance. And so I can change my mind. And that's when I really get to that ultimate freedom between stimulus and response, where I choose to embrace my fatigue with joy, with excitement, with a sense of wonder, and with curiosity. And so let's do what we need to do, and the next step will be given to us. But if we do the thing, we will have the power.